Hi, I'm Dr. Catherine Ojekangas from Accent American, and I'm here today to give you a quick little lesson on American English intonation. Now, American English intonation has a lot of different components, so today I'm going to talk to you about three very important ones. What do you do for compound nouns? What do you do for adjective plus nouns? And what do you do for proper nouns? Now, first of all, let's just talk about, again, a quick review. Why should you care about intonation? Well, intonation holds meaning, and it helps others understand how strongly you feel about something, what exactly you mean, and the emotional content of what you say. And to do to use intonation properly, you just have to remember three words: longer, louder, higher. Again, longer, louder, higher. You should commit those to memory. What are we talking about when we say that? Well, we're speaking about a longer vowel for a stressed syllable of the word, a louder volume, which isn't usually too hard. We usually do speak louder for a stressed part of a word, and higher pitch. Now, a lot of languages speak with about one pitch or very little pitch changes, but in American English we use a lot of variability in our pitch, and it is very important to learn this. Did you hear how I said that? Very important. So when we're talking about American intonation, we use these symbols. Primary stress is a line. Secondary stress is a really short line, and this is just for very long words. There is sometimes a second syllable or part of the word that is also stressed a little bit. We use this downward curve, a glide, for single syllable words, and for other syllables that also go with our pitch. And lastly, we use a little dot, and that means unstressed or not stressed at all. So let's first talk about compound nouns. What are compound nouns? Compound nouns are words that are made up of two separate words. And when they're put together, either combined in one word, glued together, or even still used separately but right next to each other, they convey a new meaning. For example, we have up on the upper left, sunflower. Okay, sun and flower go together and make sunflower. It's a type of flower. We have on the screen, you can see a windmill. We have a wastebasket, magnifying glass, cell phone, handcuffs, handshake, briefcase. So what do we do with our intonation for compound nouns? It's very easy. We stress the first word, and we stress it by using a longer vowel, a louder volume, and a higher pitch. Let's try this out. Here we have sunflower. Sunflower. We put the accent on the first word, sun. So we're going up and we're lengthening the vowel. Sun. Flower. Let's try another one. This is a whiteboard. Whiteboard. Repeat that. Whiteboard. Lastly, we have cell phone. Repeat that. Cell phone. Again, these are all compound nouns or compound words, and the accent is always on the first word. Now let's put a few of these into sentences. See what happens. What if we said, I brought my cell phone to the whiteboard? This is how we would say this. I brought my cell phone to the whiteboard. I brought my cell phone to the whiteboard. Again, we're going up on that first word. How about this sentence? I love sunflowers and windmills. We would say, I love sunflowers and windmills. My little drawing there is showing you that you go up on the first part of each of those compound nouns. So those are compound nouns. Let's go now to adjective plus nouns. Adjectives are descriptive words that describe a noun. For example, here we have a pink flower. We have some people talking. We have some yellow ducks. We have a baby crying. So let's talk about each of these. The rule for adjective plus nouns is we stress the second word. We stress the noun. Again, how do we stress it? Longer, louder, higher. Longer vowel, louder volume, higher pitch. So let's try this now. What do we have here? We have a pink flower. Did you hear that? Pink flower. Repeat that. Here, what do we have? A crying baby. A crying baby. We go up on the noun. And lastly, this is a little bit longer. We have a couple of adjectives describing the ducks. 7 yellow ducks. 7 yellow ducks. So let's put adjectives and nouns in sentences now. Let's try a few. I showed a pink flower to the crying baby. How do you think you would intonate that? I showed a pink flower to the crying baby. Repeat. I showed a pink flower to the crying baby. Good. Let's try another one. But the crying baby preferred the 7 ducks. But the crying baby preferred the 7 ducks. Again, but the crying baby preferred the 7 ducks. Now, lastly, for this video, we're going to talk about proper nouns. Proper nouns are names of pretty much anything. People, places, football teams, cities, national parks, etc. Now, the rule for proper noun intonation is we also stress the last word. Let's talk first about places. This is San Francisco. San Francisco. This is a picture of one of my favorite places, the Rocky Mountain National Park. And this is how we would say this. I went to the Rocky Mountain National Park. Rocky Mountain National Park. Okay, here's another one, another place. The University of Northern Iowa. University of Northern Iowa. We go up, no matter how long the place name is or the name is, we go up on the very last word. Here we have the Washington Monument. Washington Monument. Now, proper names are also names of people. Here we have a doctor. Maybe her name is Dr. Louisa Smith. Dr. Louisa Smith. We go up on Smith. Here we have a man, Mr. Timothy Johnson. Mr. Timothy Johnson. Here we have a name of a football team, the Green Bay Packers. Again, we go up on the last word. So proper nouns in sentences. Let's try a few of these. I saw the Washington Monument with Dr. Smith. I saw the Washington Monument with Dr. Smith. Repeat that with me. I saw the Washington Monument with Dr. Smith. Good. And I love San Francisco and the Green Bay Packers. I love San Francisco and the Green Bay Packers. One more time. I love San Francisco and the Green Bay Packers. Great. So, in summary, rule number 1 for intonation, we stress compound nouns on the first word. Rule number 2, we stress adjective plus nouns on the second or on the noun. Might not be the second, you could have many adjectives. So you stress adjective plus nouns on the noun. And rule 3, we stress proper nouns on the last word. Now the only exception here is street. It's very funny. We might say Michigan Avenue, Green Boulevard, but whenever we use street for some unknown reason, we always stress the first word. So we might say, I went shopping on State Street, or I live on 14th Street. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to write me an email at dro@accent-american.com. Or you could also write me a question or contact me on my contact form on my website, which is at www.accent-american.com. And if you are interested in private accent coaching or my self-study programs, you can also contact me there to find out more about these programs. Good luck learning American English!